So today, we're diving into one of the most defining moments in early Islamic history, the Tabuk expedition. Now, this isn't your typical story of clashing swords. Nope. This was a profound test of faith, of character, and of strategy that incredibly achieved victory without a single battle. Let's get into it.
You see, the expedition took place under such grueling conditions. We're talking scorching heat, an immense distance to travel, and severe shortages of food and water, that it actually earned a specific name in the Qur'an, the hour of distress. This whole journey was designed to reveal the true substance of the community.
So, what made Tabuk so different from everything that came before? Well, unlike other conflicts, the call to mobilize for this one was absolute. The Quranic revelation about it was crystal clear. This was a duty for every single individual. There were no exceptions, no excuses. It was a universal call to action. And this call, as you can imagine, presented a really powerful internal conflict. It forced everyone to confront a fundamental question. What do you value more? The immediate comfort of this world, right here and now, or the promise of the hereafter? This wasn't just about marching to a battlefield, it was about choosing your ultimate priority. And here is the divine question that framed the entire event. I mean, just imagine being asked this directly. The imagery is so powerful, isn't it? You cling heavily to the earth. It's a direct challenge to our own complacency, to that habit we all have of sometimes choosing the easy path over the right one. So the crucial point here is that this command was for everyone, light or heavy. It didn't matter if you were rich or poor, young or old, healthy or sick. The expectation was exactly the same for everybody. This completely leveled the playing field and made the test of sincerity truly universal. And this call for funding, wow, it really revealed the community's true character. You had the hypocrites, who often made a big show of their wealth, openly mocking the poorer believers for their small donations. They literally scoffed when one man gave just a few handfuls of dates. But that small offering, that was everything he had. And then comes this divine response. It's such a powerful defensive sincerity. See, it was never about the amount given, but the intention behind it. Allah validated the smallest, most sincere offerings and promised to turn the mockery of the hypocrites right back on themselves. It's a profound lesson on what true charity is all about. But you know, the challenges didn't just end with getting everyone ready to go. The journey itself was absolutely full of peril. And these crises were overcome not by a singular command from the top, but through a powerful model of leadership, mutual consultation, or shura. The first major crisis was thirst. The army is in the middle of the desert and they completely run out of water. The situation was desperate. We're told some were so thirsty they felt their necks would crack open. It was a moment of absolute vulnerability. And this just illustrates the process perfectly. The Prophet's closest companion, Abu Bakr, seeing the distress, simply advised him, "O Messenger of Allah, supplicate to Allah." The Prophet accepted the counsel, raised his hands in prayer, and a cloud appeared out of nowhere, raining just enough to quench their thirst and fill their water skins. Humility, counsel, and faith, just working in perfect harmony. So, crisis averted, right? Well, no sooner was the thirst problem solved than another one appeared: starvation. Food ran out, and the situation got so bad that the men actually asked for permission to slaughter their own camels, the very animals they needed to get anywhere. And again, it's consultation that provides the solution. Umar ibn al-Khattab steps forward with some really strategic advice. Don't slaughter your transport. Instead, let's just pool everything we have left. So they gathered what little food they had, the Prophet prayed over it, and miraculously it multiplied to feed the entire army of 30,000 men until every single one was satisfied. All these incredible lessons in trust and strategy, they all came to a head at the very border of Roman territory, at Tabuk. The army had endured everything to get here, and now they faced the most critical decision of the entire expedition. Okay, just look at these numbers. You've got the Muslim army, 30,000 strong, out in the open desert. And then you have the Roman army, with over 250,000 soldiers, waiting for them inside their heavily fortified cities. The difference in numbers was just staggering. Attacking them on their home ground would have been a monumental risk. So what happens? Once more, the Prophet consults his companions. And once more, Umar offers crucial strategic advice. He argued that facing such a massive army inside its own fortresses was just too big a gamble. The truly wise move was to return to Medina because they had already achieved a major goal. They showed up and proved they were not afraid.
The prophet accepted this advice, and so the entire army of 30,000 returned home without a single casualty from battle. Now, this wasn't a retreat in failure. This was a strategic victory that preserved the strength of the Muslim community for all the challenges that were still to come.
So, if there was no battle, what was the real victory? This is where the story takes its most fascinating turn. The true, incredible consequences of the Tabook expedition unfolded after the army returned home. Think about it. For centuries, the Arab tribes had lived in awe, and often in fear, of the Roman superpower. But when the massive Roman army refused to even meet the Muslims in the field, that image of invincibility was shattered. The news spread like wildfire. The Romans were afraid. This led to a huge geopolitical shift. The year after the expedition, 9AH, is famously known in history as the Year of Delegations. Tribes from all over the Arabian Peninsula, seeing the balance of power had changed, sent delegations to Medina to ally themselves with the Muslims. The true victory wasn't military, it was the unification of Arabia. And this verse just brings the whole journey full circle. It confirms that every single step, every moment of thirst and hunger, every charitable date given, and every single valley crossed on that difficult journey was recorded and rewarded. The effort was the victory. The story of Tabook is really a masterclass in faith, leadership, and the idea that true victory isn't always found on the battlefield. It leaves us with a really powerful question. When we face our own moments of intense difficulty, our own hour of distress, what kind of character is revealed in us? Peace and blessings be upon the Prophet Muhammad, the teacher of mankind.